The best rapper. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Man, like we live right now. Y'all make sure y'all join us. I mean, if you here in Instagram land, y'all join us over on YouTube right now. You can tap into the live podcast tonight. Let's go. We here right now. But I'm not gonna go there, Ty. I'm not going there with the whole best the whole
Yeah, I mean, it's nowhere to go.
I don't know
It's right
why.
here. It's
Okay.
right here in the A.
Okay, I need verifiable facts. Data. Why do you think Ti is the best rapper alive out of all the rappers, like to have ever
It's
lived?
very simple. It's a super simple formula. T.I. has bars. He has the charisma, the swag. He has complete projects, not just singular hit songs, but if we talking albums, whether it's King, whether it's the original trap music album, whether it's the His Story album, his albums be complete bodies of work. In addition to that, he's one of the few rappers that consistently has great hooks on his records. A lot of rappers give you great bars and their hooks be buttocks, straight cheeks. He got some of the hottest and the best features, whether it's on the Live Your Life record with
Mm-hmm.
Rihanna or whether it's the um what's the Swagger Like Us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's a complete rapper, top to bottom. He don't have no garbaggio. Nobody is as consistent. Do people have bigger records? Sure. Do people have better verses here and there? Sure. But in terms of being a rapper from head to toe, from front to back, complete bodies of work, and you can't say, well, he's like just a gimmick guy. No, he gonna give you lyric, he gonna give you timing. He may be one of the best. Well, I don't know if you can give the credit to him or to Atlantic, but his projects are A&R better than any other rapper in the world because the music is actually all sticking to a theme or a sound. He don't get outside of his box and he don't have trash tracks. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Cleveland originally. I love Nas, but Nas is historical for doing great rapping over terrible music. So you
I'll
can
tell you
actually
recently.
enjoy both
Hey,
the lyric and the music when you listen to any T.I. record.
hey, what's up, Cat? Mr. Capriccio.
Man.
And I love Jay-Z. But Jay-Z not gonna always give you a complete project front to back, and he definitely don't always give you great hooks. He got some of the coldest bars in the game, true enough. But when we talking about complete bodies of work, I can't think of anybody with the level of consistency and high level of execution as T.I. He the best rapper alive. And at this point, he LeBron James, because I mean, he far past his prime, but still better than most.
But people have so many arguments about LeBron being the GOAT. And if we're comparing T.I. to LeBron, the majority of the people go with MJ as probably the GOAT. But that's very hard
Yeah,
for me.
So
Hard
so
for me
It,
to
it's
so
it's
so
the
Jay Z is Jordan. You can easily win the argument on either side.
it's very hard for me to place. I'm not saying Ti is not a dope rapper. I'm not saying that
He's
my
the
man
greatest
don't
rapper to
have bars.
ever
I'm not saying that
rap.
he don't got bars. I'm not saying that he doesn't make great
Best
hooks.
rapper alive.
I'm saying that if we look at every project that he has made, every project is not 100% dope through and through. There are songs that he
and
has on those projects that are hits. There are songs on on those project Paper Trail that mediocre. Some fall flat, but I don't think that when you're talking about the
He
level
don't
of,
have. He don't do bad records. He don't have no bad songs.
Well, here's the thing, and
I'm not sure about that.
let me say this real quick. T.I. is definitely one. I would say he's definitely one of the best all round artists, because you talking about verses and hook, like he can make a complete song. Now I give him that. If I'm saying body of work, who's better, I think I can name about 3 rappers that got better body of work than T.I. I can name 3
That's
right
insane.
now, and Ross is one. Rick Ross is one of them. You know what I'm saying? 50 is not one of
I
them.
like
He got
Ross.
some albums, but I think Ross just got a better body of work.
Not
And
better bars though.
Well, I can't say that either. I can't necessarily that it's close. It's close. But you saying body of work that's consistent with body of work? Yeah, I can name about 3 off top. You know what I'm saying? They got a consistent better body of work than T.I.
Who would they be? Who?
Jay is definitely one of them. Jay-Z is one of them.
Well, let's
I would definitely
exclude Jay-Z from the conversation.
exclude Jay-Z.
Yeah, but I mean, because when people talk about rap music and they talk about bodies of work, lyricism, hooks, they always put Jay-Z at the top. So let's take him out.
Yeah. Okay. So
T.I.
you
other.
all right. So okay. So you got M. I think Busta, and I think Ross.
M who?
Eminem.
I think he's saying M.
Yeah, I think got just those 3 got better body of work than T.I.
So you said Eminem, Busta, and Rick Ross?
And Rick Ross. I think Rick Ross is slightly above. Slightly.
I don't even remember.
Even though I think they
I think Rick Ross,
saying? So
body of work, consistency from Port of Miami on. He literally was very consistent in the music. And I would say the same for T.I. It's consistent, but not all songs on his albums are hit every single. Now, nobody has an album that hits every single time, right? Every song on every. Well, I don't know. 2014 Forest Hill Drives to me has no skips. It's like,
the game, Doctor's Advocate, boy. I don't skip that one. That's to me. That got to be top 5. At least in
Game's
top 10.
Probably got 2 albums that don't have no skips.
Yeah.
The game got a solid body of work too. Though the game do too.
I've just always wondered, because I hear Ty talk about it when we do the podcast, that T.I. the greatest rapper ever, greatest rapper alive, and I'm like, okay, but why though? I get your points in that. I just don't. For me, I just don't know if what you're saying in that sense is 100% applicable to him as the pinnacle, as the greatest. Is he probably the best rapper in the South?
That's debatable. That's debatable.
It's debatable, right? Y'all look, Instagram. Y'all come on over here to YouTube and let us know.
It's really not debatable, guys. Come on, guys.
Not debatable.
Come on.
T.I.'s not even. T.I.'s not even necessarily the best. He's not undisputably the best rapper in the South. Undisputably, he's not the best rapper in the South. T.I.'s not.
Come on, guys. Come on.
T.I. is dope, but he's not the best rapper in the South.
Let's not do this, guys.
So T.I. better than Wayne? Come on, man. Nah.
And I think, to me, unlike most lists that I've ever seen, to me, and I will say that I do think it's a preference, but I think like Rick Ross is in my top 5, and most people he not.
Most people.
Most people don't got him in the top 5.
But I think that's probably more of a style preference. But when you go bar for bar, it's a lot of Rick Ross songs where he ain't really saying nothing, and I don't really care because the music is amazing, and I like his tone.
Right.
He not always saying nothing about nothing, and it ain't even really clever all the time. He got songs and he got great bodies of work, but he not always. Sometimes he's just trying to get to the hook.
Yeah, Ross.
Whatever it takes to get to the hood.
One thing about Ross, nobody can take that away. He know how to pick records. He know how to pick beats. Like this man know how to pick beats, boy. And he made trap, like if he get on a trap beat, he make it sound dope. I mean, that Box Chevy record, I didn't like that record at first, but man, I'm like went back and listened to it. I said, "Oh, this pretty." I said, he slid on this one. He slid on this. He ain't saying much of nothing, but just the point of how he slid on it. But if he would have gave that same beat, like to say like Thug or somebody, I don't think they would have did a good job. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I mean? Then I don't heard records on Ross on trap beats, and it's like, okay, he slid on this record, but he knew what to do. Like he stayed in the pocket. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Like it's times Ross don't be saying too much of nothing.
I feel like Ross could actually rock most genre. Like you could put him on a boom pap, and he probably would kill it. Like he just know how to get in the pocket.
He has. He did. He got an EDM record that he had a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
One of the big, yeah. And that joint was and he slid on that one too. But you were absolutely right. Sometimes you be like, man, what the hell is he talking about?
Maybe I'm uneducated, right? Maybe I'm uneducated because I really am an R&B guy. I do listen to rap music, and I have listened to a plethora of rap music, but maybe I'm uneducated because I know you're from Cleveland, right? So that's kind of like, that's a whole different vibe. I wouldn't expect for you to be such a huge T.I. fan as you are. I get it. Maybe I'm uneducated. Maybe I need to go back and do some more research. I will say that I did throw on Paper Trail the other day because I wanted to listen. I'm like, why does he keep saying this about T.I.? Like, let me go listen. And I will admit, I did listen to Live Your Life like 4 or 5 times. I listened to it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's a dope record.
It's a great record. But to me, what makes the record so dope is the beat and Rihanna.
And guess who wrote it though?
Who wrote it?
Tiny.
That's
Tiny wrote it.
I'm okay with that.
Tiny wrote that record. Yeah, Tiny wrote it.
I'm okay with but it was her that my and the book that was dope. That to me that makes the beat and the her vocals, the way it was produced, all of that makes that track for me. I'm like, yo, that's whoever produced that mud. That was dope. And when T.I. come in, it's like, okay, cool. That's cool. You know, he's doing his thing, but it's not what I would go, man. That's what his verses is what makes the song for me. But he got dope songs. I just don't know if I can attribute a title of greatest rapper alive to him in that sense. And I have nothing against T.I. He ever came up to me like, yo, man, you talking trash? But I'm like, bro, I'm not. First of all, I ain't scared of nobody, but I ain't talking trash. I'm just letting you know this is my opinion about the art that you produce. So
yeah, I just think it's the consistency across the work, like from the tracks that he picks to the lyrics to the even the collaborations. Like to me, he is the coldest, and I say it's T.I., it's Jay-Z, it's Drake, Wayne, and Ross. That's my top 5.
T.I. not even the best rapper in his own city.
That's not even provable. I wouldn't even ask you to prove that.
He's not.
Because it's not possible.
Killer Mike, Andre Killer Mike, 3 Stacks, Big Boy. I mean, like even some people will put Future in that category. I don't personally, but they will put Future. They put Future in that category. Some people will put Future in that category. You know what I'm saying?
Future's so very close to Ross on lyric selection. It ain't a whole lot of them sometimes.
Right. I'm sadly rest in peace to Takeoff. I think Takeoff probably would have been like, wait a minute, because he was about to take off. I think we was about to see the best of Takeoff in you know what I'm saying? Now I know of course we would have to wait for a few years to see, and revisit that, but I would have like, dang, you know what? But Takeoff was gonna be like Oh yeah, boy, this man. Oh yeah, you heard it, you hear it. Say yeah, this is a sleeping giant in that group.
He was sleeping for a while.
You know, yeah, and we was just about to hear what he had to offer, and got cut down too short, fortunately.
Yeah, facts. But no, I've always just been very curious. I think it's a great conversation because, of course, in the art of music, we compare, right? We can make comparisons of artists and comparisons of music, and it's just a natural thing that we do, just as people in and of itself. Hey, y'all make sure y'all join us on YouTube, right? I'm about to end this over here. Y'all join us over there. But
Yeah, I
Come on
just
over to YouTube.
like even in terms of like consistency and records and stuff, like now bar for bar, I will say that there are people in Atlanta that I agree with that. Those people you named, bar for bar, can beat T.I. on any given record. The problem is they would run out of records way before T.I.
That's a fact.
None of them have body of work that's
100%.
like T.I.'s. And they would
100%.
probably mop him on 5 to 10 records in terms of a verse. But then they gonna run out of records, and T.I. still got great records and hit records.
I think records. I think he beat the ones I named. I think he would beat all of them as far as records. I think he would beat all of them.
He got way
I think
more.
I think he got way more. He'd beat the ones I named. He'd beat all of them. He beat all of them.
But it's some verses that those people got. It's some Big Boy, some Killer Mike, some 3,000 verses that T.I. can't touch.
Facts.
But body total head to toe.
So does T.I. have amazing songs because of the collaborations that he's done with other people, or is it because of his own skill set and consistency in the music that he makes outside of features being on those records? Right. When you think about his biggest,
I think it's his own records. I mean, his biggest records are mostly not collaboration records. I mean, yeah, Live Your Life was a big record, but he had #1 hits with Rubber Band Man and 24s and those records. He's even singing the hooks.
And Top Back.
Yeah, he's singing the hooks.
Top Back was a big record. Top Back was a big record.
Yeah.
Rubber Band Man definitely was. Oh, we forgot about Bring 'Em Out too. Bring 'Em Out was a big record too.
Bring 'Em Out was a crazy record.
Yeah, that was a huge record. And Jay-Z was on the sample.
But once again, it does Bring 'Em Out have somebody else on it as a collaboration? I thought it had
No. I
mean,
Jay-Z
was Swiss sampled Jay-Z. So Jay-Z
Swiss Beats is like yelling in the background. Swiss Beats, Swizzy.
Yeah, but he don't count as a collab. He don't count as a collab.
T.I. he does the hook and the verses.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I feel like he's one of the few rappers that takes as much time to make sure that the hook is good as he does to make sure the verses are good. A lot of rappers are like, I don't care about the hook. The hook is secondary. I'm going to smash these verses, and then y'all just wait till I get to the next verse. Because I'm going to give you some old Sloppy Joe for a hook.
The song he got on that.
And T.I. has iconic hooks.
Yeah. Like I said, as an all-around artist, I take T.I.'s on top of that list.
Yeah,
as all around. Because with the hook verses,
artists,
he know how to make records. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Give him that.
I would give him you think about I don't really watch basketball anymore like I used to, but as an all-around, very versatile artist, absolutely. Because when you think about artistry, there are people who have strengths in one area that they may not have strengths in other areas, right? So if you play like video games, I don't know if y'all ever played. I'm sure y'all have like basketball video games, or where you have to do like character development, and they always have like where you, the graph where you got to like put enough dexterity and enough strength and enough whatever. This T.I.'s is all around. I mean, so he has enough dexterity, enough strength, enough this to make him an all-arounder, where you may have like a Jay-Z who may have a strength like off the chart here, but one part down here may be weaker than everything else. I would definitely
which is hooks.
T.I. is an amazing all-around artist, and creative. 100% with that. I just don't know if now if we talking about all around greater. Yes, I will give it to Ti for that.
And check this out. He's standing in a list that's very few because ain't a lot of artists that's all around like him.
No,
I mean, you could put Nicki up there. Like Nicki is an all around. Like she does great hooks and verses.
Nicki does a lot of her own hooks too. Yeah.
Fat Joe. I see. Yeah, Fat. No, because his big records had hooks. It had somebody else's hooks.
Wait.
He only had literally one record where he did the hook, and it was a big record. That was Lean Back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That was Lean. Yeah, that's right. But he had features on that record though.
A hell of a feature.
I'm about to say like 30 cats on that joint.
Yeah. So again, he's standing in the list that's very few that's like artists that could do, like Drake. Drake is one of them. Like Drake could do a whole project by himself, which I think he probably did at one point. But Drake is there. Nicki, T.I. Again, it's not a lot. It's not a lot that can actually, like you said, is one. Jay-Z strong in the lyrical area, but he kind of drops off with the hooks. That's why he get other people to do the hooks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And and he just, I need somebody to sing this hook. Ross the same way. Like Ross is saying, even with Hustling was his voice, but they kind of chopped it.
They chopped
his voice.
They definitely chopped it.
Yeah.
They chopped his voice. So
pitched it.
They got the video of them saying how they did the video for it. Like
exactly. So even with Ross big records, he got people that singing on the hooks.
Right.
Too. So T.I. definitely stand in the list alone. That's very few as an all around artist where he's strong in every single point.
Strong in every single area. Yeah, I would. With T.I. for that.
Yeah, that makes him the best rapper alive, guys. I'm glad you guys came to your senses.
Best rapper alive, but I would
agree on that.
50 Cent too. 50 Cent is an all around, is a good all around artist too, because he got big records when he's on it. Right, so
he is.
Yeah. So 50 Cent in that list as well.
He just
that's why I would have made
enough records.
Does he have enough?
Yeah. Do we have enough? Well, if you count the mixtapes, yeah. If you count the mixtapes.
I don't think 50 got enough records. I mean, if we're counting 50's albums and G Unit's albums, he probably has enough.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Because then if we start counting T.I. albums and Pimp Squad, Click albums, and Grand Hustle albums.
Yep.
Yeah. Then 50 have all that. So, yeah, I think that's crazy. But
Greatest rapper alive, we all agree. Y'all heard it right here.
No. Look, we didn't say that. We just say.
And I forgot about whatever you like. We can have whatever you like.
That
record was crazy too.
Great song.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that record too much. But yeah, that was a big one too.
That was one of his number one records. Spent 7 weeks at number one.
That is fact. That is a fact. That was a big record. I didn't think it was gonna be that big. That was a record that kind of, it didn't shoot up the charts. It started going up slowly. That was Live Your Life shot up.
Yes.
Whatever you like kind of climbed them charts, and you were like, "Damn, went up the." It literally how they ever did the marketing, they did a really good job. They stuck with that record. And that record like grew. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was That's another one. Yeah. Gotta give him that one.
Conversation. I was just very curious about it, and I know we never really had a thorough discussion about the viewpoint of why you feel T.I. falls into the category of greatest rapper alive. So I'm glad we had it so we can clear the air on why. And there's a lot of points of agreement that we will get to, just not the last part of the greatest rapper alive. But I would definitely give him flowers. For sure.
Yeah, not the greatest rapper
ever,
but not the greatest rapper ever.
I view the greatest as impact. How much impact he or she had on the game. That's like basketball. Like MJ had, reason why MJ to consider the greatest is because of the impact he had on the game.
But that's why I feel like Jay-Z gets that title, and deservingly so, because of his impact. But if we just talking records, he not beating T.I. But if we talking impact and records and bars, then Jay-Z is first. But I don't listen to music like that. I listen to music for its totality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I have to really dig deep and see who had an impact on hip hop that kind of like changed the
Yeah,
course of
like
hip
top
hop.
3 off the top of my head is Jay-Z, LL Cool J in terms of his impact, and
Mm-hmm.
then I don't even know.
I mean, if
I
you say
guess you would
like,
probably say Snoop or somebody.
There.
Snoop introduced people worldwide to hip hop when maybe they wasn't even on that, based off of them first 2 projects, Doggy Style and The Chronic with Dre.
I
I
mean, the
mean,
Chronic
Snoop
was
opened
crazy,
up
but yeah,
hip hop to some completely different regions of the world. So,
yeah,
but that's just
yeah,
right off the top of my head.
yeah. I,
yeah, I
Everybody
would have to
knows Snoop.
really
I
think.
don't care.
everybody knows Snoop, but I think Snoop strategically reinvented himself to do that. I don't think well, I don't know, because the same Snoop that's then is the same Snoop. I don't know. I know Snoop went through a reinvention. I saw a video. My wife sent me a video that talked about the reinvention of Snoop and how he went from where he
Mm,
was. It was a very interesting video. The lady laid it out very, very well because she was teaching about reinvention and branding yourself. And at a point in your life, you may have to go through a period of rebranding yourself to stay, I guess I would say, stay quote unquote relevant. And Snoop has mastered the art of doing that. And she really, I mean, if I could find that video, bro, that video was
Yeah,
very
yeah, I
I can see that though, because after the first album, then after Murder Was the Case soundtrack,
which is
then
great.
mhm.
after being accused of murder and going
Yeah,
on trial,
yeah.
it's like he went away, and when he came back with like the whole I don't know if you guys remember, he was signed to No Limit.
That.
Yeah, of course.
It
That
was
was
like
the best move
he
that he
kind
did.
of cleaned up a little
Hmm.
enough
Mhm.
to go commercial.
Hmm.
I mean, you got to remember, this version of Snoop that we see now has been Snoop for the majority of his existence.
That's
And
right.
I feel like I heard him say one time that he got it from watching like George Foreman sell the George Foreman grill.
Grill. Yep.
Yeah,
And he was like,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
if this dude can have his face on this and be known worldwide, I need to be doing the same thing. Shortly after that, you see Snoop on Celebrity Apprentice.
Hmm.
Mhm.
No, that's facts.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
him signing to No Limit was the best. That was the best thing he did for his career.
Mm.
That was the best thing. When he signed to No Limit and got with P, even for that short duration of time. I think he was on No Limit like what 4 or 5 years, and
yeah,
that was the best thing in his career. And that kind of like that's what I think that's what's the redefining moment. Once he got kind of like away from the death row and all what's going on, and Pac got unalive and stuff like that, and
Mm.
all that was going on. He went to New Orleans, got with P, got on some bigger records. And remember at that time, No Limit was like
No
out
limit.
of here.
Lord was out of here. So
Word.
even
Bro,
signing Snoop was the best thing for No Limit too, because that was like the biggest
Yeah,
artist they ever had signed. Even though they curated, see, No Limit curated big artists, but they signed a big artist,
yeah,
and that took them to the
mhm,
whole new stratosphere as well. So that was the
yeah,
best defining moment of his career when he made that decision to go with No Limit.
mhm,
yeah. So off the top of my head, he would be in those 3 people that have had the largest impact on how we view hip hop and even how the rest of the world views hip hop.
mhm.
Yep, yep. He was
Yeah.
the first. He remember his show. He was like one of the few that had his own podcast type show or
Yeah.
visual show. Remember, like he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, he like was the first. A lot of people don't remember. Like he had that what's it, GDNN or something like that. Like he had like he was the one like he was like the few that actually had like a podcast visual show.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You know what
Oh,
I mean? So
Nori will
yeah,
probably.
he was like an innovator.
Nori says that he had the very first one. I believe I heard him say um,
The
that.
visually.
I think he claims to have the first visual like podcast type of show. I mean, but when you really sit back and think about it, when did radio shows like The Breakfast Club, even though they're radio, so we probably would consider them to be a little different, but they started to add the visual aspect to it, to where it felt more like a podcast than it would a radio show, right? When I listen to the Breakfast Club today or those types of shows, to me they're just podcasts. They sound like podcasts. They imitate the same type of actions, conversations that a podcast would. And so, but going back, Nori would say that, and I've heard him say it on several podcasts. Well, let me take that back. I think he says there's probably somebody else, because he does get props to somebody else. I just can't remember who it is, but they kind of were the progenitor of it. And then he kind of took it and launched it to where it is today, to make podcasting in the hip hop urban space as predominant as it is today. Even outside
Joe
of
Budden was the first. Joe Budden was the first. Not visually. Joe Budden was the first visually. Not visually. I'm talking about like audio. Like he was doing audio. I think he was the first in the hip hop space to do audio.
I can't remember who Nori. Now you're gonna make me look it up.
Okay.
who Nori said say was the first podcasters.
It says Ralph McDaniels had the first video or vodcast, and he was on MTV. I don't even remember that. This was in 1983.
Damn. I don't remember that either.
It was called Video Music Box. Now, I remember that name.
Music Box. But that really wasn't a podcast type of... but I do remember Video Music Box. That's because I'm old.
Yeah, they're saying that that's the first of the... What is it? Iteration of a video podcast.
Yeah. I remember it was a guy a long time ago, like in the early 90s. It was a guy out of Brownsville, New York.
It was Combat.
And he was doing Combat Jack. Oh, that's right.
Combat Jack.
Yep. Combat Jack. That's right.
Yeah. So he said many people call him the godfather of hip hop podcasts. They said that's who he gives it to, is Combat Jack, as the progenitor pretty much of urban hip hop podcast.
Yeah, I see that too.
I do remember that.
He's second on AI on Google's list. Google's list say Ralph was first. Say Combat Jack was second.
I remember video music.
Google say.
I remember video. I remember you had to call in and request the videos and stuff. You want to, you had to call in and charge charge it to the phone, your Bell South or whoever your phone provider was.
In order to play this video, to charge you $3.99. Press 1 to accept. Man, my mom, when I was growing up, I could not touch the phone because everything back in the day charged to your phone bill, right? And so if I called the WWE hotline, because I like wrestling back then, if I want to hear a favorite message from your wrestler, I was like, from Hulk Hogan. Oh, press 1 for a $2.99 charge. I'm like, oh yeah. My mom was like, and back when I was growing up, we had the original Nintendo, right? When it first came out, the original, I get the grades. And so, back then we had
I had one.
We had Nintendo Power. We had the actual Nintendo Power magazine, and there was a phone number in there that you could call to get tips on how to maneuver, the game, Mario, etc. But it was always a charge, though. That's what man. I used to run my mom's phone bill up. Who's
your mama get that?
Brian, you in here making calls to Nintendo Power? I gotta figure out how to play the game. Like,
right, man. I used to call and my first ever video I saw was it wasn't even nothing but a G thing. It was Dr. Dre's "Let Me Ride." You know what I'm saying? That was the first video I saw on the box, and I was like, oh, I had liked the song so much. I was like, man, let me call $3.99. You want to see this video? It come on right there. Move. And my mama get that bill. She's like, why is like the $3.99 charges on the Bell South bill?
That's crazy.
Me ride a couple of times. But man. So Ty and I, first of all, man, you know what? I'm gonna say this, man. I'm proud of this dude, man. Like this. Every time I look up, my man is getting another accolade somewhere. He's being awarded something else. Can we just get up for Ty Huntley again, man? Let me hit my applause button.
Hey.
I'm pleased to have him as a co-host because man, my boy is what's the latest Emmy winning? Latest.
See, now you're gonna make me look bad.
Nah. He's in
So
the
yes, I won 2 Emmys. However, most recent and probably the one that I'm most proud of because it's from my peoples is the NAACP Image Award.
NAACP.
Hey.
Come on now,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, the others were a pleasant and thankful surprise.
Mm-hmm.
The NAACP award, I really wanted to win that. I really wanted that one. So
Yeah, you got
I got it. Yeah,
That's
the
what's up.
team got it, not just me. I was a small part to a big picture.
it, but you still got it.
But thankful to
Still
be a
got
part
it.
of that picture for sure.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
got it though. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank
Now,
you.
man, so that's
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. So, but Ty and I attended an event yesterday, super dope event. But it as we were listening to them talk about sync licensing and doing those types of things, there was somebody in the audience that they were talking about a song that they had worked on. They had missed the opportunity because of not being a one stop. All right, and I know last week, one of the topics that we got on here is talking about how to secure the bag with sync licensing, and it was really like wow, just missing opportunities that can come up when things happen, but also having barriers that block you from those opportunities, right? And so this particular
Right.
situation, the team had reached out to this particular person. They created the song with the producer, and they reached out and wanted that particular track for whatever purposes, but they never got back to them. And from what I understand, there were issues with the producer that maybe that producer didn't want to say, "Hey, yeah, they can use the song," because if we make the song together, there's certain rights that are in there, right? So now
Yeah.
I can say, as a producer, let's say we all three made a song, y'all both agree that yes, we're going to do this, but I go, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you blow up the deal.
I blow
I call it you blow up the deal.
I blow up the whole deal. It kind of reminds me of the situation with Kanye West with what's the song?
Through the wire.
The
Through the
Wire.
wire with the situation with that. Yep.
Well, yeah, and David Foster was like, yeah, definitely he can use the song, but the lady was like, I don't think so. So Kanye
Yep.
got publishing from that because one entity, one person who was the writer on the song said no. I'm not. I don't want him to get any. So he got no publishing. David Foster was like, man, I would have gave him publishing. He was like, I didn't care. But the one person was like,
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's trying to hold a brother down, but
Yeah.
you didn't want the brother to get paid. That's what it was. But
Yep.
and so me and Ty were sitting next to each other because somebody in there said something about, well, shoot, maybe just take the vocals off of the track and go get a whole new beat and just redo the song and then put the song out. Or now you could have that producer that you just remade the song with. Cool. Now you can send it out and do that. And
you can actually do that.
I'm looking at time.
You can actually, because again, you're talking about two copyrights. You talk about two copyrights to a song. You know what I'm saying? So you got the sound recording, then you got the music composition, then you got the lyric, and you got the beat. So and there could be a variety of people on all that crap, right? All that stuff, right? So yeah, you can actually you can do that. Now, is that the smartest thing to do? Probably not, but that's a 50-50 chance that you might not secure that placement because they want that particular beat. You understand what I'm saying? And they you know what I mean? So unless only way I would do that if I talk with whoever the music supervisor or whoever who's ever trying to license the track hey, listen, we having an issue with this particular producer, and I want to know if we can kind of like remake the beat and then send it in. And then if they say yes, cool. Nay, I just lost that deal. You know what I'm saying? So it all just depends, man, with
Yeah,
that situation.
because as we were sitting there listening to it and the conversation and thinking about it, it's like it may not necessarily always be the right thing to do, which is why they mentioned it's important to have a one-stop agreement, right? So to where nothing is a barrier. So by you signing this one-stop agreement, now we have a clearance to push this particular product out for sync, TV, film, etc.
Right.
And now that
Yeah.
individual it's already cleared. And I know several local people who do that. London Elixir is one. She has a whole team of people that she works with, from producers, from writers and rappers and singers. But they have a one stop agreement. So if she's making the beat, and so she's as soon as they have the product, it's sent out. She doesn't have to go back to any of them to say, "Hey, can we get your permission to?" It's already done, right? I have the same thing with the producers that I work with. I'm like, it's already done. So if we decide to submit it for sync, I don't have to go back to each of them and say, "Do you want to clear it? Do you want to clear it? Do you want to clear it?" It's already cleared, so we ain't
Right.
got. And now we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Now we're not in a situation where we have to remove somebody's vocal or keep the beat but put a new vocal on it. Like, I don't know. Is that? And I was telling Ty, I said, well, the difference probably is if that song is already copywritten and registered with those lyrics and that beat. I don't know. Is there a stipulation where I can no longer now, where I can still use it, even though the song itself um, is created with that beat and with those lyrics?
It all depends on the it all depends on the it all depends on the agreement. It all depends. It comes down to it always comes down to the agreement. You know what I'm saying? Like who because it's gonna come down to, well, who owns the track, who owns the lyrics, well, who owns the masters. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So you got to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? And who owns what? You know what I mean? Because then you got so many components to a song. You got to figure out who owns what. Because the label, for example, could own the masters, but they don't own the publishing to the song. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't own it. They don't own it unless that artist or whoever that songwriter is signed to the label's publishing company. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you got to figure out those dynamics in order to even make those type of moves. And that's
That's
where
true.
and that's where it gets so. That's where like deals take long to clear. Samples take long to clear. Because you're trying to figure out who owns the damn record. And then that's what you're trying to figure out. So now you got to get in contact with so many people because so many hands are in the pot. You know what I mean? So that's why you be like, man, why does we wonder why, like, yeah, I got an album coming out, but they got like 16 samples on it, and it takes 18 months to clear everything because now you got to find these people. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the problem. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about sync deals and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of sync deals have went underwater because they excuse me, they couldn't find the people to clear the samples, or too many people with hands in the pot, and by the time they try to find it, it's too late. They deadline getting closer. The music supervisor got to place this within a few days.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
So
Well, they want too much. They want too much money for it. Like, well, if you,
right,
I want this, and it's like, yo, that's absurd. Or the person probably, especially if it's like samples, old samples, then the person is probably passed, or maybe it's with the ownership is with the estate, or back with the publishing company, and now they have the say so on whether that gets used or not. And so there's a lot of stipulations that can play a factor in there. I just thought it was interesting as they were having this dialogue about situations where one person entity can say no, and it derails the entire project. So I recently, well, it was probably like a year or so ago, I purchased Snoop Dogg's I'm about to say the Chronic, but Snoop Dogg's Doggy
Doggy
Style.
style.
Was it Doggy
Doggy
Style?
Style.
I think it's Doggy Style or The Chronic.
Or you got Missionary. Well, Chronic's dropped the Dre's on.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
got you got
Well,
Missionary, then you got Doggy Style. Well,
well,
Snoop. How many albums Snoop had?
Snoop had one, two, three. Well, he had a bunch, but if we talking
Yeah,
about,
the blue carpet treatment. I think that was one of them or something like that. Was
yeah,
one?
the one we
Yeah,
had with
something like that.
um, Murder Was the Case. Murder Was the Case more was like a compilation than
Soundtrack.
after Snoop. Yeah,
Yeah,
in a Snoop album. But on one of these, whether it's the Chronic or Doggy Style, I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, hey, I just bought this album. I'm listening to it. I wanted to get the albums back when I was growing up. And he was like, yo, is this song on the album? I think it was Niggas for Life. And he was like, is this song on there? And I went to go look and I was like, it's not. He was like, but it's on the original. I was like, but it's not on this one. He said, yeah, because they couldn't get it cleared. So they put it on the album, but they had to come back and take it off because they didn't get the sample cleared.
Mm.
That's why you don't find that song on the album now because
Current version.
because of clearance issues.
Yeah,
But it was just interesting having that conversation because sync is a big thing. People are really wanting to get into sync licensing. They see it as a very lucrative place to be where they can make money. There's supposedly longevity in it. People are actually really paying you money to be in sync licensing, right?
yeah,
It
yep.
can feel oversaturated. Now I'm not a sync person, so I don't really make music for sync, but I know plenty of people who do and write for sync and things like that. But it is a very lucrative place to be, but I think people take it as a quick, like a get rich scheme. If I get in the sync, I'm gonna get paid because
Yeah.
they looking for they trying to get me for $3,000. That's what they gonna pay me, $3,000, and I got another one that's $5,000. So I'm gonna be rolling in the money, and it's not 6, 7, 8 months later. Yeah.
Yeah,
So here
yeah.
was
That's
the thing for me though, when that was said, like, well, it was, first we all sat there, we listened to the record, we vibed to the record, everybody thought the record was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they said, oh well, I had trouble getting it clear because the producer was dragging his feet. And somebody says, oh well, just replace the music. The music wasn't that good anyway.
damn.
To me, that's nasty work. First of
A lot of
all,
money.
we just finished vibing to the joint. Now all of a sudden, when it comes to, like you said, making a quick dollar or getting that placement complete, checking the box, they ready to just axe somebody off the record and get somebody else. And,
Mm.
and this is my thing. And obviously, I'm a
And
songwriter by
yeah,
trade,
right.
right? However, I also produce, and so I understand what it is to wear both pair of shoes. To me, there's some kind of creative high ground or creative moral standard that just seems slimy to me. That you've already got this record, you clearly love the record in the current format that it's in, because you're pitching it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden, because you didn't maybe do your due diligence of getting a one stop or making some kind of even verbal agreement with that individual that you're going to shop it for whatever, now you ready to just basically pull the rug out from under that person. So this is my take on it as a writer. A lot of times, as a songwriter, what we write over production is based on the production. Sometimes the key change, the chord change, the drum drop out, those things dictate what melodies we choose, what cadence we choose. And so now, even if I just snatch your track from under the record, you still played a key component. Your production as the producer played a key component of how that record turned out. So yeah, if you're going to give the producer half of the writing credit now, because you done took what would have been their production credit, if you're going to get them half of the writers, the PRO
Yeah,
share of that, then okay, fine. But if you're not trying to do that, to just pull the track out and act, and it'd be different too if, let's just say somebody just, I don't know, sent you just 30 tracks and you just was like, oh, well, you pick a track, you wrote a song to it, 10 years go by, nothing happens. You're like, oh man, this song would be dope for such and such and such. And then you pull it and use it for something else. Okay, the original concept was kind of dead and gone, right? You didn't do nothing with it. The producer didn't do nothing with it. Maybe y'all didn't shop it. Now you see a new opportunity. I get that scenario. But when you know that there's like a deal on the table and you say, oh man, for the sake of getting this deal, let me snatch the rug out from under the person who gave me the melodic inspiration for the record that it became for my own personal benefit, to me, that's nasty work. And I'm a writer saying that when the writer would have been the one that benefited from in that scenario, it would have been the producer that would have been the odd man out. But I don't even think it's right to do that in that case. Now, is it smart in terms of continuing the longevity of that record being able to move around and that kind of thing? Sure. And I'm a businessman. So I get that it would make sense if you know you can't come to terms with that producer to then move on and do something different with your creative contribution. But to do it and just think that you slick and you done came up with a workaround, to me, that's nasty work. Like that defeats the integrity that's supposed to be between creatives in terms of what we contribute to any work, in my opinion.
That's why I think that now, like with me now, before I work with any artist to put out any type of record, I'm a producer myself. I say, listen, we better sit down and do this before we put this out. That way, it don't be no discrepancy. Because one thing about the era of music now, in this era of music now, you don't know where your music is going to get traction at. You don't know if it's going to be on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. You just don't know where. It can get traction anywhere. You be promoting and marketing, next thing you know, boom, it hitting on Apple or hitting on. You just don't know where it's going to really gain some traction and where it's going to resonate to. So I say it's very important before you leave that studio, writing session, whatever. If this is going to be like, yo, this is it. All right, let's think about who gets what. We split here. Like Juan said, in the one-stop shop, we let's figure this out. Who gonna be the point person on this? You know what I'm saying? On this when this does go to, because a lot of times the reason why this situation happened, nobody at the core at the beginning talked about who gets what and what is going on.
Right.
It sounds like they wrote the track and everybody felt good. Woo, yeah! And next thing you know, somebody came along, was interested a few months later. It was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, they offering what for this? Okay, now everybody feel like, oh well, I'm not getting my share because I contribute most to the song and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, nobody handled that at the core at the beginning when everything was in the process.
Probably, and we don't know the entire backstory, but you probably insight into that may be true. Is there a moral high ground? Is there a moral standard? Do we have moral integrity when it comes to the way that business is done I'm only going to say the urban music space, right? I was listening to a podcast that Ray Daniels was on recently. And I was talking to somebody about this yesterday within the producer group. And I was telling them about the difference between Nashville splits and urban splits, and really talking about the real way, if you're looking for it to do it from a very fair, probably collaborative process, is the Nashville split, right? Everybody splits it equally amongst each other, no matter the level of contribution that they did in that creative work. But in the urban splits, it's like, no, I'm jockeying and trying to get as much as I can. I don't want you to have as much, right? It's kind of like a scarcity mindset to say, if you get more than I get, then I'm less successful than you. You can't be more successful than me. You can't have more money than me. You can't eat more than me. I need them all the notoriety. I need all the platitudes. I need all the recognition. But when you think about it, and whether we agree or disagree with everything that Mr. Ray Daniels says, I thought this was a very interesting point. He said because Max, he said the issue is that you got people in the urban industry that are big time producers. He said, but they will never be Max Martin. They will never be Dr. Luke. He's like Max Martin has a pyramid thing, like a conglomerate on how they run their empire, and all of them got money. All of them are eating off of the work that they do. He said, because for them, it is about integrity. It is about ensuring that things are equitable between the producers and the songwriters and the people who collaborate. They got a saying that says, if you're in the room, you're on the song. Right. And he was saying that when he goes to the urban side, which is why he say he probably doesn't really, do a lot of work with the urban producers, because they have that mindset. Oh, we got to do what on the splits? Well, then I need 75%. And I need to have this much money in order to be able to do it. Now, he said, don't get it twisted. He said, Dr. Luke definitely gets his fee, and he gets whatever percentages and point, his 7, I think he said he got 7 points on the record, but he said he's still going to get that. But from a split perspective, he said that thing was split 7 ways because there were 7 writers on the song.
Yeah, you would think that would make sense. You would think you would. To me, that definitely makes sense, because first of all, it cuts down all the administration work. We try like, oh well, Vaughn gonna get 20%. Nasir gonna get this one, and then it's like, oh man, then we got to figure out, okay, well he can 5, and let's split everything down the middle. It's just easy to It's just easier to calculate. There's one component I'm thinking about. It's just easier to calculate when you do an administration portion of trying to plug in the records. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that model. You know what I'm saying?
But then, okay, let's look at it like this then. Okay, so I contribute the production, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we do a split evenly between me and you, 50-50. So we splitting basically whatever the production credit would be. We splitting whatever the writer's credit would be. Let's say we even splitting what the production fee would be. And then a sync opportunity comes up, you don't agree with it, and your contribution, even though we split it all, your contribution was the music. So now, if I take your music off and get new music from somebody else, now what's your percent? Because you actually don't even have any existence on this record no more.
Nah, it don't. I mean, that's the risk, because that can't happen.
Well, on the original composition, I mean,
it can happen. I mean, and I'm thinking from a business standpoint, that can happen. Now, morally, you might be like, man, that's effed up. But business wise, that can happen, because you own, because when you got, okay, if I'm doing a production, right, I already own 100% of my production, what I created. You wrote the lyrics, you already own 100% of what you created anyway.
Publish it.
You see what I'm saying? So I have no bearing on the words and the lyrics you put on the record, and you have no bearing on what the what I composed, the music, is everything. So if you decide for whatever reason, to take your lyrics and put it on something else, unless we have that stated in the contract that cannot happen, for whatever we can, if that's not stated in the contract, yeah, you can do whatever you want with your portion of that particular song. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I guess it just depends on who you're working with and what their contribution is. I'm in a lot of rooms where the producers also write.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine the producer does the track, but then he also helps you write the song. Like, he contributes lyrics.
Right.
So he gets a percentage of their lyrics. Just got to figure out what percentage it is. So it might be 50 for like okay, we used to breaking down 100 pie. It might be 50 for the beat, for he did the beat, and maybe 25% you did for the lyrics, and you get the other 25, or whatever, how the case may be. You know, I break it down like how Brian Michael Cox break it down. You know, 25% for the hook, 10% for the lyric, for the verses, and 5% for the bridge. I use that same model right now until this day. Then that's the basis of it. Then we'll work out, then we'll negotiate after that. You see what I'm saying? So I use that model that Brian Michael Cox used. But yeah, it just all depends. But see, I think in my opinion, just handle that before anything happens. Before y'all leave that studio, figure that out.
Yeah.
Who gonna get what? Who gonna get what? You know what I'm saying? And usually these problems happen after. A lot of times, especially hip hop, it happens after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, all this problem happen after the fact.
So two things. One, when we talk about Nashville splits, we're really only talking about royalties and publishing, right? So if you produced it, I'm gonna pay you your producer fee for what you use to produce a track. But now we're really talking about the royalties and publishing for the writers of the track. So it said if you produced it, we're gonna pay you whatever that fee is. In this case, Dr. Luke was the producer of it, so he got his fee for the production, and he got his points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder about that though with Nashville splits though, because let's say it's three of us in there with guitars, and we all come up with guitar parts. I came up with the bass part. You came up with the top line, moving melody, and and somebody else came up with the chord structure.
You get a percentage of that publishing, bro.
Then y'all were probably
you get a percentage of that publishing.
Yeah.
Unless you signed a work for hire agreement.
Unless you're doing work for hire.
Unless you're doing the work for hire.
And in Nashville, they're not doing work for hire.
Unless you
saw. Hell no, I wouldn't either.
Right. Everybody walks in the room is considered a writer.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Man, listen, I wouldn't either. Man, please. I did the guitar riff on that joint. Sure, I'm getting that.
In the room, you're on the song. Because the thing about
Kanye West do that.
Yeah, you're not having people in the room just for people to be in the room vibing, and then some Joe Schmo over here is like, oh, hey, what about doody-doo? And then they're like, yo, we gonna put that in the song. It's like, yo, I added the doody-doo part. And it's like, yo, I ain't get no publishing though. It's like, no, because you're just a groupie person or just a tag along that's in the room, but you're not really even supposed to be here to contribute to the song. Like, that's why yeah.
I'm about to no, go ahead and say, Kyle. I was just about to say it, though.
People in the room. It's like the only people that I need to have in the room are the people that I know that I want to contribute to this record. And that's it. No groupies, no fan chicks in there, nobody else. If you in that room, you in the room for a purpose to help create this song. Not no.
You know what's funny? I was in a studio session, and I had my artists in there at the time, and we had a couple of people. I told them do not say not one word. The only person we be talking is the artist and the engineer.
Don't cough, because you cough and that may be in the song.
Right? right. Man, that cough in there. Then that be the song.
Yeah.
That was me on the cough.
That was me on the cough.
Me on the cough, you know what I'm saying?
Don't even be in that room. Like,
yeah, man. I think don't have nobody in that room unless they supposed to be there and contributing to the record. If they're not gonna contribute to that record, man, don't have nobody in there.
Yeah,
but like I said, as soon as they sneeze, shoot! Oh, man, you heard me sneeze? Boy, I put a big sneeze on that record. You heard that?
Right. You see the way the achoo went over that beat like that? It was like achoo. Like, I need to put that. No, get out of here with all that. But no, I think it was interesting because he literally was talking about, the integrity that urban producers have over non-urban producers and how they're more equitable than urban producers. I heard a particular producer, I'm not going to say his name, and the reason why I'm not, because I believe this particular person is a very violent individual, and I don't want you showing up in my doorstep. So, but I heard this particular individual. If we're in the studio, you better not talk about no split sheets. I don't want to hear nothing about no business. I don't hear nothing about no split sheets. And as soon as I hear you talk about split sheets, we done. I was like, yo.
You know what? I'd be like, all right, sir,
Way.
I really appreciate you. Let me go ahead and leave.
Yeah, but it's a mad big time producer that if you work with that person is y'all gonna have hits and accolades if that particular individual produce your album, your track.
Man.
But you may not get nothing. You may not get a.
I'm working for free then. So if I walk away, I still ain't gonna get nothing. If I ain't gonna get nothing working, I ain't gonna get nothing walking away. So forget that. I just walk away. I ain't gonna get nothing anyway.
You can say you work with blah, blah. That's about it. But I heard that. I was like, nah, man, that's why business in the urban music scene gets handled so poorly, because we have mindsets like that, right? Don't come in here talking business. No, that's the first thing we need to be talking about. Now, I mean, I get we're in there making music, right? And if you're making music, all of a sudden somebody goes, hey, we need to talk about split sheets. And that could kill the vibe, right? Right in that moment but it is something important that you should be talking about. You should be discussing are fair splits. I mean, prime example, I was managing an artist, and the artist and the producer never talked about split sheets. Here's the crazy thing. Matter of fact, the song that was created was a song that this particular artist commissioned this artist to make, because this artist was a producer, singer, rapper, songwriter. Like it was a ridiculous, still is ridiculous today. And so the person commissioned him to make the song. And somewhere in this whole thing, they made the song. Song is phenomenal, but something happened in regards to either payment or something like that, right? They went through the process of getting it registered and copywritten and PRO'd and everything. But something with they never did splits. And so when it was time to actually put his record out, that song was on, because it was originally for that person, but he redid the song with his vocals and put it on the record. The song was, when I say the song is a smash, the song is a smash, bro. Like, man, that song would be a hit. If he was a known guy, that song would be a crazy hit right now. So when
he redid the beat, like he redid the beat?
Same beat.
Oh, okay.
Same beat.
Got it.
Same vocals, same lyrics, because he wrote it. He wrote the song with the guy. He wrote the song with the guy. But something about, and it was a while ago, but there was a mix up about something with the song. So when he went to try to go back and do the splits, the guy was like, yo, we're going to do the splits, man. I want 75% of the song, bro. Like, and the dude was like, but you didn't really do anything on the song. Like, you didn't make the beat. You just helped co-write the song. But now you want 75% of the song. He's like, yeah, I want 75% of the song. Now, he gave it to him.
I want to give it to him.
Because if he wanted to put the song out, he had to give him what?
Now I would have rewrote that song.
He had to give him what he asked for, and I was like, yo.
See, but see again, man. That's why, like, that's why I do not do nothing. I got to the point where we ain't putting nothing out.
My boy don't touch no pad.
Don't even go in the studio. Don't even go in the studio and record nothing until we figure out splits. Just plain and simple. If we can't get no, guess what? You better go find another. You better go find somebody else.
How you know?
Because you're not finna strong on me.
But how do you know what you're splitting?
Well, I know what I'm splitting. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm splitting the publishing, and then if it's a master record, now of course he putting it out whatever. Of course I get my producer fee 3% or whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it just don't get that particular royalty on that because technically I'm not in the studio all the time with the artist, so I'm not technically producing with the artist. So sometimes that 3% fee I don't even necessarily worry about on that the royalties. It's 3%, so it's like I know people like but no, I didn't produce the record. So, but the we talking about the publishing. Yeah, you're not finna. Oh, I want 75%. You taking some money out of my pocket. And that's not even, and guess what? That's not even how it's supposed to go. You trying to strong arm something that's it's not legally fair and it's not morally fair. So it's not even legal because I'm entitled to 50% of the record. If I made the beat, I'm clear, no samples. I'm entitled 50% of the publishing anyway.
Mm-hmm. My chair for
anyway. So what you so you gonna take 20%, 25% more than no, you're not gonna do, and that's people be trying to strong on, or they think they do that because they think the person they doing it to don't know the business. You know what I'm saying? And I be hearing this going
entitled to 50% of the publishing as the producer,
as the composer. If I made the beat, I'm entitled to my portion of the making of that portion of the song. If you wrote the lyrics and I did the beat, I'm entitled to 50%.
Yeah,
that's
when you register.
Yeah,
when you go register your BMI.
Yeah, when you go register, well, BMI do like a 100, 100, right? But it's really 50-50.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if I did the beat and wrote the lyrics, then it's all mine.
Right.
On the publishing side. You see what I'm saying? So basically, so the mechanical royalties from that record that get on Spotify, which is like I think they went up to 12 cents or something like that. We split that 12 cents. You get 6, I get 6 cents. See, and this what people don't talk about in the industry. Nobody talks about how much the actual number of mechanical royalties, and it says it in this book right here.
Oh, boom. Hey, look, Ty. See, look, we talk about it because we talked about the I was about to say the MLC, and it's not the MLC. It's the Copyright Royalty Board, the CRB, and how the CRB sets the statutory rates for mechanical royalties.
Yeah,
like they like
12.3%.
It comes from a 3-panel judge that conducts hearings from music artists, executives, producers, all people in the music industry. They actually come into like a hearing where you can actually go to their website and listen to these hearings and or participate in these hearings. And so like you won't find CRB outside of what we talk about because nobody else is talking about.
Right.
They don't.
And this what I'm saying. Right, and this is what I'm saying, and this is what and when everybody be talking about splits or whatever, and then like y'all don't even know how much. That's the problem. Nobody knows how much they even getting paid. You getting 12 cents.
Can we revisit the publishing part for a second? Can we revisit that?
Yeah,
revisit that. Yeah,
like 50%.
Yeah, I mean,
bro.
The way publishing is set up in terms of the composition and melody, it does not consist of producers. So if you get a portion of the publishing,
hold on. But see, that's the thing. This is the problem. You don't know what a producer, somebody that made the beat, which is technically a composer and is technically a songwriter as well. A producer could be a totally different person. Vaughn could be the producer. I could actually make the beat and you write the lyrics. That's 3 different people. Now, Vaughn produced the record. He don't get the producers. He don't get the publishing royalties because he only produced the record. Me and you split the publishing royalties. That's what people don't understand. And it's crazy.
Okay, so you're saying you as the beat maker, not you as the producer.
Right, it could be two different people or one. It just depends on, like, okay, for example, if I made the beat and I send the beat to an artist, right, and he goes in the studio and records it, he actually produced the record. I just made the beat, which I just technically wrote the lyrics and the melody and the drum tracks and all that stuff. I actually wrote it. That point, I am a composer / songwriter. At that point. Now, if I'm in the studio with the artist and I'm directing, now I'm producing the record as I made the track as well. Sometimes the producer could be a totally different person who has nothing to do with the creation of the beat. As a songwriter, the artist necessarily don't have to write the lyrics to the song. Whitney Houston didn't write a lot of her stuff. Totally different people wrote them lyrics, and people produced it. That's what people don't understand. And I'm like, why is this not people don't understand this? And it says it in these books. It says it online, and people just don't understand. This is why everybody get cheated out of their royalties because people don't understand the freaking business.
Passionate, bro. You sound
That's
mad.
why you. No, I'm passionate about it because I'm an advocate of artists and songwriters, producers getting their fair share. And the only way you better get your fair share if you know the damn business.
Yeah, so
It should be no reason why. It should be no reason why somebody be asking, "Oh, let me get 75%." Because he probably knows the business and he probably thinks that you don't, so he think he could strong arm you.
And if you don't know anything, I'm going to strong arm. Well, in the urban.
Exactly.
So it talks about a BMI composer is a songwriter or musical creator affiliated with BMI, right? They register their musical works with BMI to ensure they receive public performance royalties when their music is played on TV, blah, 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 blah. It talks about they're actually the creators of the music. Hold on, wait, let me go. Because I know in songs that I've created with artists, when I had to go register those songs at BMI, I had to register them for me as a composer, and then the other person as the songwriter to equal out my 100 and his 100. Because BMI does 100 and 100, and ASCAP does the 50-50 thing, but BMI does 100 and 100.
Because
but the 100 and 100 are for two separate things, though.
Yeah, it's for the lyrics and for the actual the composition of the actual song. No. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. No, yes, it is, bro. Yes, it is. If it's 100, they only do 100. It's really 50-50. But the BMI just do 100. ASCAP and probably the others do 50-50. BMI just
There's
do.
A reason why they do 100 and 100. Because the performance rights royalty, the royalty is one thing. So who owns 100% of the royalty that's being paid out by the PRO? The other 100 is for publishing, because as you know, your publishing, you could be a writer but not own your publishing. So for example, if I was a writer and I'm signed to BMG,
right,
I'm going to put that 100% of the record was written by me. And then for the other 100, I'm going to put BMG because BMG collects publishing on my behalf.
Right.
Yeah.
It's royalty and publishing. And if you are a independent artist, you can actually provide your PRO with your LLC information, and they will collect the publishing on your behalf and pay it out in conjunction with your actual royalties.
Right.
But if you do not, and you are an independent artist and you are not signed to a publishing company, then that's when you use the Mechanical License Collective as the tool to collect your actual publishing, because you don't have your PRO collecting it for you. Their true and only responsibility is to collect royalties.
That's it. Yeah.
So when it says 100 and 100, that's royalty and publishing. And then because they ask you, are you a self-publisher or is there a publisher involved in this work? The reason they ask you that is because if there's a publisher involved, then you want to put what percent of the work that publisher is supposed to receive.
Right.
It's really 100% of the record and then 100% of the publishing.
Right. So I think no, you're right. I mean, point.
No, you're right. But it's still the concept when I'm talking about far as who gets what splits. It's still I don't see, like I said, I don't see why it's so complicated. I don't see why. I just don't understand why it's so complicated. And this is not that complicated to figure out.
What you got, Vaughn?
It's not complicated, but it's just applying the right roles to the situation.
The proper allocation.
Yeah, it's the proper allocation for the roles that are being played: producer, beat maker, songwriter, composer, and who actually what out of those roles, right? So it says BMI splits royalties on a 200% scale with 100% designated for the songwriters and 100% for the publishers. If you're an independent songwriter without a publisher, you claim both sides, totaling 200, 100% for the writer, 100% for the publisher, right? So if we did a song together, right? Let's say Ty and I did a song together, and he was the songwriter, but I was the publisher, then Ty would get the 100% for the songwriter, but I would get the 100% publishing, right?
Yeah.
It's splits are calculated based on these percentages to determine its performance royalties. So here's some of the key aspects. Total scale, 200%. Unlike other PROs like ASCAP, they use 100%. BMI uses 200% to separate the writer and publisher shares. Writer shares 100%. The portion assigned to the songwriters, publisher, 100% to them. Once again, if you're not, if you're self-publishing, if you do not have a publishing company, you enter 200 into the shares field under songwriter composer, or 100% writer, 100% publisher. Both sides are required to collect the full 100% of royalties. So even if I'm a producer, it doesn't necessarily mean that I get the publishing side of that, because I may not be the songwriter or I may not be the actual publisher, right? We're talking about something different between publishing and I'm trying to figure out what's the right. I would say just your regular splits, right? Who you get the 50% because you produced it, you get the 50% because you are the songwriter on it. But when you go into BMI, so it gives an example. For example, if you are the sole songwriter and producer, I want to make sure I'm not saying the same thing. No, that's saying the same thing. But if you are the composer, then you can get the publishing side. And they actually have a space where they clearly define what a composer is. I'm trying to find that, because I think that is the distinction to whether somebody is just a producer or an actual composer.
Yeah, because the composition could be like how it asks you, are there lyrics? Is it an instrumental composition? And so therefore, if I play the violin, right, and it's all melodic, there is no lyric, then I am truly a composer.
Yeah.
Composers are authors or lyricists that earn 100% of the writer share. So not technically the producer, but the author or the songwriter of the song.
Right. Producers are in no capacity automatically entitled to publishing. Publishing is a writer's,
but not writers as not writers as a. Again, we got to separate from a person that produces and a person that composes and writing. So again, if I make the beat, I don't necessarily produces the song. So if I make the track, right, I make the melodies and maybe I play the violin on it too. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Play the guitar on it too, or whatever. Or I get a guitar player, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. If I actually made the actual music for that song, I'm not necessarily the producer, the melody. I'm not necessarily the producer of the entire of the song. Those are two in the world of music. They are two different people. Those are two different people. A songwriter that actually write the lyrics and a composer. Then we got a producer. That's three different people. Vaughn, Ty, you can be the songwriter. I can be the composer to make the beat, and Vaughn can be the producer. Vaughn don't necessarily. He's not going to get. He's not supposed to unless he wrote the lyric or played the violin on a record or something like that. He's not going to get the publishing or the writer share of that song.
Yeah, and you know, and that's the distinction of determining the producer, the function of a producer versus the function of a composer who is making the melody or the lyrics of the song, right? Because if I'm the producer, I'm bringing in the people to create these melodies and bringing in the songwriters. I necessarily am not going to get the publishing unless I contributed heavily to the body of work in and of itself. Now, if I did I did that, then yeah, I can't, right? So one of the things it says, producers are not automatically entitled to publishing rights unless they contribute to the song's composition, lyrics/melody, or negotiate a split. While they own the master recording, publishing, or songwriting is earned by creating the song's music and lyrics. With modern industry standards often giving producers 50% of the publishing if they contribute heavily to the song. So yes.
Yeah. I mean, that just got and I think with hip hop, that's when the confusion started with hip hop.
Because producers and hip hop and producers are the same.
Or they dub them in as the same. Because again, I don't necessarily have to be in the studio producing the record. You see what I'm saying? With the artist or artists or whatever the case may be. I don't necessarily have to be in the studio. So if the artist in the studio and he or the engineer is telling the artist, hey, go back and say this, you need to say it like that. He actually producing the damn record. He actually producing the record. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I think when hip hop came, that's when it started to get a little confused. Where then we getting people that saying, well, the producer don't need to get this, or producer need to get this, and stuff like that, and everybody's getting confused. And this goes back to what I said on your show, Vaughn. People don't read. Come down to people don't read. People just don't read. They don't read. They don't read. This information's out. They don't read.
So Quincy Jones is a producer, right?
Yes, and a composer.
I mean, he is a composer, right? As soon as I started saying this analogy, I'm like, no, because Quincy actually he actually made some crazy stuff. I'm trying to find someone who is solely operates as a producer. Diddy, probably.
Diddy. A lot of rock producers are like producers. You know, a lot of them don't play instruments or anything.
Right. So they hire a composer to come in to make the melodies and the music, but they themselves are the producer. They're coordinating everything. They're telling them, no, play it like this. No, I want you to sing it like this. I need y'all to do this. Get in this room and do this. I think that's what we're trying to delineate is the representation of a producer versus how we do it today in urban music. Because if I make the beat, I'm the producer, right? That's what people say. I'm the producer. So I'm in here producing. I may never, ever be in the studio with you when you're actually making this song. But the person who is in the studio with you really technically is the producer on the track itself.
Really, technically, the definition, that's what it is.
That's typically the definition, but I understand in urban music we do kind of we put them together.
Together.
I think that was helpful to kind of bring it back, just so that we were clear on what the delineation was between those different roles in that situation. Because, of course, one of the goals of the Indie Unplugged is to make sure that we are educating people who listen to the podcast on the right information so that they could be successful when they are in this industry and navigating the industry as well. But, people don't have conversations like this. They're usually arguing about their favorite rapper. No, I'm joking.
That's fire.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Todd's my man. Todd, I got number love for Todd, man. But no, and the reason why I say that is because I listen to a lot of different podcasts, right? I'm listening to a lot of different podcasts, and I hear a lot of information on the podcast. I just don't hear a lot of helpful information on the podcast. On not this one, but on other podcasts. A lot of it's just like some information I think is helpful. But how can I take, if I'm listening to this podcast, how can I take this information with this particular guest or guest, and how can I extrapolate whatever information I need to apply it to my situation as an artist? And a lot of times it's not, bro. I'm just being honest, not to bash other podcasts. A lot of times it's not. A lot of times it's that they talk about a lot of gossip stuff. That's why you talked about, why nobody's really talking about 12 cents, right? Because they don't talk about
nobody talks about it. Nobody brings that up.
Is it interesting to talk about?
Nobody Nobody, no, a lot of people don't even know it went up from 9 cents to 12 cents.
Oh, I do. And
But I mean, you do, and I'm
I-
pretty sure Ty do, but and I do, but that's we talk about three gentlemen.
I also know that they're right now in the process of raising it again. They raise it. They do it every 5 years.
They should,
Right.
as they should.
They do.
I feel like we talked about that on the pod when it
We
came
did.
up. Yeah,
We did. Right.
Yeah.
But
And they don't. And see,
find
it,
other people.
my bad, Bob. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying you won't find other people talking about it because it's juicy. It's not salacious. Who wants to talk about the copyright royalty board? Who wants to talk about 12 cents, right? And how to split 12 cents? No, we want to talk about how to get to the bag. 12 cents ain't the bag, right? But 12 cents is what you get.
Is what you get, and then you got to split that. You got to split that 12 cents. Imagine Wu-Tang splitting 6 cents.
It ain't. It's true.
Ty, you write, and then you got to write with six other people. Y'all got to split 6 cents.
Man,
you're like, man, this is the wait a minute. I'm not even getting 2 cents. Yeah. So when you break it down, you're like, man, that's all we get is 12 cents.
Yeah,
12 cents,
and not even when you really think about it, are you really getting 12 cents though? Because say it. Go ahead and say it. Because out of that 12 cents,
because shoot, man, because out of that 12 cents, remember you got to split that with the publisher. You sign with a publishing company. Then the label, then the label, they don't even if you're a single songwriter, like let's say Ty, he sings and writes, he's the artist too, and he writes his music too. They don't even want to pay you the whole damn 6 cents. They want to give you like 75% of that. So now you only, man, boy, no, this is.
So I mean, the CRB sets the mechanical and streaming rates. That's their sole function, right? So
what's crazy about that is they set the rate, and then the distributors are not forced to pay the rate that they are being provided. That's
insane.
Who wrote that rule?
Insane.
And they take more than 50% of the rate to cover their own operating costs.
Yes, sir.
How and why would they be entitled to more than 50? I mean, they're literally paying like a 15% of what they receive out to the creator that generated the entire 12 cents.
That's right.
Right. It's like you're getting penalized for being the creator. That's what it sounds like.
I mean, you're the creator, so you aren't the entity that holds any weight or power or decision-making abilities when it comes to the financial decisions, operational decisions. You're the creative, right? Now, granted, a basketball player may make $20 million. But how much is the organization making? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll pay you $20 million to them when the organization is making $500 million. It's like giving them 12 cents.
Yeah.
Like, here's your 12 cents.
Yeah, you got billion-dollar companies.
Billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
With $1 million.
I'm signing
singular $1 million employees.
That's right.
Employees, right.
That's right.
That actually generate the income.
Yeah.
They put the butts in the seats.
I mean, how do you think Daniel Ek is?
And that's something.
How do you think he's cashing out on stock? And he's getting $200 million from now. Granted, that it is a publicly traded company, right? That sells shares of their company to stockholders, which we do have the ability to purchase those stocks and become a stockholder. Once again, this is not financial advice. Be honest, not giving you
disclaimer.
Yeah, make that disclaimer.
Right. Well, Yvonne said that we could go out and purchase Spotify stock. I did, right? And I'm going to sue. No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Make sure that's
you ain't getting Nathan.
You're not getting me in trouble. I mean, but they're a publicly traded company, and as an officer of the company, I do have the ability, as long as I disclose, which he did, the selling of stock, because they have to disclose it within a certain amount of time before they actually do it. Right? That's in the FCC regulations. Y'all don't know, your boy is a stock guy. Like, I actually went to stock boot camp and learned how to do and trade stocks and all. But anyway, that's a different story. But So they have to disclose that. But the issue is that while Daniel X company is paying people 0.000238, whatever that number is, he's cashing out on his stocks $200 million, going on vacation, chilling with whoever he's chilling with, drinking whatever he drinking, right?
My ties.
And he did it. He did it several times, not once, not twice, but like 3-4 times. He cashed in stock on Spotify, pulled money out of his stock, and did whatever he did with it. Right now, I understand the stock game, so I'm understanding that if my stock reaches a certain level of financial maturity, that I can pull it out. Right? Warren Buffett does the same. Like all the gurus do the same.
Oh yeah.
They all do
do
the
the same.
They go, oh, it reaches this, and if I start to see that the money is becoming bearish, right? Throw these terms up. I can pull that money out and then put that money to the side, so that if the stock does go down, it doesn't impact the money that I put into it because I already pulled it out. So if the stock is bearish, right, and the way that it was explained to me, when think of like a bear, right? What does a bear do? Bears like pawing stuff down. So when it's bearish and it's going down, you pull your money out so that when it becomes bullish, when you think about a bull, thrust stuff up in the air. Mm-hmm. So when it's down, that stock is bullish, and you see it rising back up. Now you can put that money back into it, and now that money, that $200 million you had, is now going to increase even more. I mean, all the gurus do it. I understand.
Well, this shit sound like a
the
whole.
bear part is because bears hibernate, though. By the way,
bears hibernate. That's right. And so your money is now in hibernation, and so now that when it's time, you can pull that money back into those stocks. Yeah. Right. That's
the game, boy. It's a game, man. It's the game, boy. The game. Can't get mad at the game, boy. Can't hate the player. I tell you that. Gotta hate the game.
Fellas, I don't know.
But yeah, man. I think, man. Like I said, man, with the publishing and everything, I think there's enough information out here for artists, especially platforms like what you guys are doing. It's a lot of information out here, and we not saying we. I'm just speaking generally that we shouldn't be confused about some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before maybe in the early days, yes. You know what I mean? Early days, it going, yes, we can like make those excuses because a lot of information wasn't available. People was gatekeeping, holding and stuff like that. Now, man, nah. We can't make no excuses now because the information is available, is out there. We should be knowing these terms. There's too many, it's a few platforms that does give out great, viable information that you can actually not get screwed in this business, because this business can be a very lucrative business, but you just got to know how to get paid. You got to know where the money coming from. Put it that way. Know where the money is going. Who get know where the money is going, and how much you supposed to get if you are a producer, songwriter, artist, label, publisher. If you want to start your own streaming platform, you gotta know one of those things, nuances where that revenue is going to come from, who's going to get paid, how they get paid, and stuff like that. And information is available.
That's true. It's just, who do you get the information from? Everybody's a supposed guru on the music industry, right? Which is what the purpose of this platform is, to ensure that we are a platform that you can rely on and trust to give information to help guide your career, to give you the tools, the resources, the knowledge to be successful or effective in this music industry. But there are people out here who say they know a lot of stuff but don't. They chat GPT and they chat GPT and their information. So you gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful, boy.
You gotta be careful. Some of them will give you bad information. It's like, oh, nah, that's bad. Right. So, but man, guys, I don't know what else you want to talk about. If you got anything else, I did want to talk about, but I know we probably run out of time. The whole 2026 Hall of Fame, and where your thoughts on where we kind of are and who's leading who may be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because You know, we got Phil Collins sitting at the top right now. New Edition is sitting right behind Phil Collins, and then you got some other that's down there. I'm upset that Wu Tang is way at the bottom of the list down there somewhere.
Way at the bottom.
Way at the bottom.
Dang, they way at the bottom of the list.
Down there.
Wow.
86,000 votes. Phil Collins got 233,000 votes. I'm like, yo, we gonna.
How many albums he got? How many albums did he got?
It's people voting. Yeah, but it's people voting, right? Like you can go right to the website and vote for who you want New Edition of Phil Collins to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah.
It look like that. It sounds like it's gonna be Phil, man.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
gonna be Phil.
Somehow there's a push for New Edition. This looks like it's gonna be Phil. He's at 230. Yeah. They're at 199 or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Phil. Man, Collins got that. He gonna be the next one.
I think he'll be the next one. What did I see? Phil Collins versus New Edition. He's at 233. They're at 190. They're over 195,000.
Right. So when does the votes go in? Like when do they stop voting?
I don't know. When do they stop voting for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? So now you're gonna make me look it up.
I'll say it's got to be soon, but I'm not sure. It's interesting. They say there's a fan vote and there's an actual committee vote. They have a voting body and the fan vote, and the fans basically get to pick like the top 5 people that get in.
Oh. How many people are normally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is it just the top 5?
No.
You talking like at a time?
Yeah. It says it's usually 5 to 7.
That get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Typically 5 to 7 acts from the list of nominees are chosen based on a combined total of voting body and the fan vote.
Yeah, look like Phil Collins gonna get this one.
Yeah, I can feel it in the air at night.
You can feel it. You can feel it. I didn't know he played the drums, dog. I didn't even know he played the drums.
What?
Hey, yo,
I didn't know. I was like, when did Phil? I saw when he did a festival when they saw the clip where he did like a festival or something like that, a concert or something, and he was like singing, and they said he was like a high school student. I mean, a high school teacher, and he was going, and I was like, where is he going? And he went back and played the drums. I said, when did I ain't never seen Phil play the drums. That was dope. That was dope. And he was singing too. I said, yeah, you got to be something else, boy.
He is
play the drums and sing. Yeah, man. Yeah, boy.
That is
boy. You a bad boy. You a bad boy.
You got it.
That's a cold British dude, boy. Like, woo.
He cold, boy. I was like,
yeah,
boy. I give it up to anybody that can sing and play guitar or sing that can play bass at the same time.
Right.
You cold, man.
Yeah, I say that about people who can play the piano and sing. Like to be able to be using all 10 fingers and singing at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's crazy work. That's
crazy work, man.
Prince was the same way.
Yeah.
Prince was the same way. That boy, he'll pick up a guitar. He'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Let me go. I'm about to go play these drums real quick. Cause I think that's how he was on them drums. And they said, I think I heard an interview with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis saying that when they came in, they were like, where this dude going? He was like, he went in there and he was on the drums, killing it. Like, yeah. Collins is cold though.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, it's cold. You're cold. You cold. You a cold piece of work, man. You can play an instrument and can sing at the same time and do it well. And do it well.
Right.
Point.
So, well, man, brothers, it's been a pleasure, man. Unless there's anything else that y'all want to talk about, dive into, man. If not, we could adios up out of here tonight. I think we did our job tonight, and then we could reconvene next week in person
and make some more T.I. fans out here, so we can be proud of our public service.
You know what? I'm gonna go buy a T.I. shirt. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go look at T.I.'s one of his album covers. I'm gonna go buy the same gear and wear it in one of the podcast episodes. You know what I'm saying? Do rag with his like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about
That'd
to.
be crazy.
I think Paper Trail. I would if I had to pick the album cover, Paper Trail would be the one.
Yeah,
Paper Trail would be the one.
yeah, I think Paper Trail is his
Paper
best.
Trail was a dope cover. It was a dope cover. That was a dope album cover.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all being here once again, supporting the Indie Unplugged as we support you as well on your journey. I'm B. Vaughn.
Said Wines.
TYE.
Ty Huntley, baby. And we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.